Terraform data sources fetch information about existing infrastructure or external services. Unlike resources, data sources are read only, fetching information without managing infrastructure. They dynamically retrieve information, integrate external data, and validate it to prevent errors. Let's explore an example. Create a main.tf file and paste in the following code. The provider AWS block configures the AWS region and version for our project. A data source block starts with data, then the type like AWS S3 bucket. Assign an identifier like bucket to reference this data source within the project. Inside the block, specify properties to search for the resource like the S3 bucket name. This references an existing bucket, not creating one. Ensure the S3 bucket exists before running Terraform. Next, create an AWS IAM policy to grant permissions to list the S3 bucket we looked up. The IAM policy is a multi-line string defined between. Inside the policy, use data.aws s3 bucket.arn to dynamically fetch the S3 bucket's ARN. This evaluates the value, not a literal string. The format is data. Navigate to your folder, then execute Terraform init and Terraform apply. Terraform will only create the IAM policy as the S3 bucket exists outside this project. Data sources break large Terraform projects into smaller maintainable parts. They reference resources from other Terraform projects, managing dependencies. Fetch the latest AMI ID for an EC2 instance, ensuring you always use the most up-to-date image. Data sources help migrate existing infrastructure, referencing resources not yet in your project. Always use data sources instead of hard coding values. This ensures Terraform fails if a resource changes or no longer exists. Data sources ensure your configurations are dynamic, robust, and maintainable.